Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
No, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me. And I can't choose what I want.
Hey! Yeah! Here we are in the dojo. Comedy Dojo. Wait a minute, that's the
Comedy
place.
Dojo. I love that room.
That's a great hidden gem out in Jersey.
Morris Plains.
Oh, yeah.
I might move there.
No, boring, quiet. You'll get thrown out of there as a sex predator.
That's a good point. I am a sex predator.
You'll have to go door to door and knock and go, hey, how you doing? That's the only crime you have to do that with.
Yeah, I suppose so.
You don't have to be like, I stole your car. Hey, I fucked your. Oh no, you couldn't. You can't fuck the kid.
Well, I think you're never rehabilitated. You fuck
Yeah.
kids. You want to fuck kids. That's it.
That's true. You keep doing it.
I guess. I mean, you go to therapy or whatever, but like you can send me to all the therapy. I still want to fuck my parents.
Yeah, that's true. I always say we're lucky that we don't want to do that.
Absolutely. When I do my gratitude list at the end, I say, hey, all right. I look at children and I think, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's just a bad hand. And then what's crazy is pedos tend to have gotten pedoed themselves.
Yeah, they either go pedo or they go Geppetto. They go, I got to kill all the pedos.
Yes.
Which you got to hope for that one.
Pedicure. Yeah. So it's like a vampire. They bite, and then you become one.
Right.
Well,
But
or not become one. Or
yeah.
a vampire hunter.
now that could be a fun film. It's like an allegory for pedophiles where maybe there's two siblings, right? Hear me out. Two siblings, both diddled.
They fork.
One becomes a pedophile, the other becomes a pedophile killer, and then it turns out who he has to kill is his brother.
The brother. Oh.
That's pretty good.
And then he should kill him by diddling him to death. Wait a minute.
I don't know about
All
that.
right,
I'll
take
find a
that
different partner for this project.
All
but
right. Please do, because I don't want my name on this. This is tough.
this is why we can't get paid by YouTube, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
We're 30
no.
seconds in. We're all pedo.
No monetized. But it's a fun idea. I mean, we just came up with a blockbuster.
It's pretty good, and it's all, it's vampire-y pedophilia.
Yes. Dracula. Snackula?
I never get into the Dracula and the vampire and the zombies.
Hate
I can't
all
do
of
it. I can't do it.
Hate all of it. Werewolf. The creature from the Blue Lagoon or whatever. Dracula. I can't do it. Frankenstein. He's slow. He's got bolts in his necks.
Yeah, if somebody... I liked World War Z. That was fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, that kind of had a realness to it. This could happen.
A realness, and you have Pitt. Pitt is the goat, as the kids say.
Yes.
I love
Pit
Pitt.
stop. The goat. I don't know about the goat.
Well, I'm saying the kids, they use goat just
Sure.
flappingly.
Right. Willy-nilly, which is it's greatest of all time. You can't have 8 goats.
I mean, I told you, one time someone on Instagram wrote, Richard Pryor is the GOAT all time, but Chappelle is the GOAT now. And you're like, so you're saying greatest of all time, all time.
Yeah.
They don't even know what they're saying.
No, it's over. It's almost like racist. We fucked it out.
Toss it in there. There's a couple other words that are being misused, too, that I won't get into.
Sure. Misinformation is misused. The word misinformation is misinformation.
How so?
Well, everybody's like, this is misinformation. You're like, no, that's true.
Ah,
So that was misinformation about misinformation.
right. A lot of misses. I
Yes.
got a misses.
Yeah, drag queens.
Mrs. Claus.
Misunderstood.
Miss Misery. You know that song from the Good Will Hunting soundtrack? It's a nice song.
I've probably heard it. I've seen the film.
Yeah, it's in the film.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. What were we talking about? How did we get
Pedophiles.
to Pryor? No, after
Oh,
that.
all goats. Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Yes.
I love
Armpit.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
I was just watching the assassination of
Jesse James?
Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
Thank you. Pit stop. Pittsburgh.
Pirates.
Yeah, I never saw that, but I love a Western, so I should check that out.
It's a little long,
But
but it's fun and good. And Casey Affleck is great. And what are you doing? Showing us ourselves?
No, I'm flipping the screen this way.
Chuck's making some adjustments over there.
You ever see the remake of 310 to Yuma?
Love 310
So
to
good.
Yuma.
So
I
good.
love a Western. I love 310 to Yuma. You tell him I did it. Your father did it when no one else would do it. That gave me a tear in the asshole.
Woo-ah!
And I love, what's his name? Ben Bishop, Ben Haley, Ben
Bailey.
Foster.
Ben Foster. Where's his trophy? He's everything he does, he turns to jizz.
And where's he been, by the way? He played a Down syndrome kid in Freaks and Geeks. I think episode 1.
Freaks and Geeks, the
Yeah.
show?
Yeah, the show.
What?
He was a full TARD in the season 1.
Oh, man.
Pull it up.
Whole Tardy Foster. I had no idea. I'll check that out.
Yeah, and he's fantastic as a you know what?
Is he funny tard or is he sad tard? Where you're like, ooh, poor guy, or is he like, I'll blow you?
I think he's sweet. I think some kids are poking fun, but it's the 70s, of course.
Sweet tard. Great candy.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good show. That was back when Apatow was cooking. But
You got that straight. One of the great shows of all time.
Westerns are weird because as a kid, I was like, oh, Western, it was so boring and flat and dry. You know, the sun and the dust and the plane.
Mm-hmm.
But then now I love them. It's almost like a food. Like I hated mushroom as a kid. Now I love a mushroom.
I still don't like a mushroom, but I love a Western. Bone Tomahawk. You saw Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, that was wild.
That's a hell of a picture. I love the old Jimmy Stewart ones. I love the old John Wayne ones. I love 310 to Yuma. I love Assassination of My Asshole by the Kid Seaman Joe.
High Noon, Tombstone. The 90s had a run with Wyatt Earp. They had a couple of them.
Tombstone rules. High Noon invented the save. That was the original save film.
What do you mean save?
Where you got the nemesis has the hero pinned down. It's all over for him. Nemesis goes down. Cut over. Up. That character from earlier saves the day.
Oh.
That's High Noon, the wife.
Oh, wow.
In High Noon, he's pinned down and it's all over for him. And then his wife, Grace Kelly, shoots the bad guy.
Whoa.
And John Wayne was livid with that film. He thought this is the biggest piece of shit of all time.
Because a lady can't win?
Because the whole movie is Gary Cooper pussing out. He's like, I'm married, I can't face him. And everyone's going, I'm not helping.
Right.
John Wayne was like, that was the beginning of manhood being gay.
Oh, that's
and then
interesting.
hot Princess Grace comes to save the day, and he was like, I oughta.
Wow, I could see that. It's funny we haven't changed. We're still doing that same conversation on Twitter.
But still now, when you go to the movies, next movie you see, at some point, the hero will be like, it's done for him,
Yeah.
and then it's Robin in the corner.
There you go.
And that was High Noon.
It's all pipes. You know,
It's pipes,
It
baby.
keeps coming around like George Carlin, the pussification of America. And then now you see a guy who's like, men aren't men anymore. What the hell happened? It just keeps flopping and flipping.
Well, and it gets worse. And I'm one of these guys, and you know who I blame. I talk about it often.
Tucker Carlson.
David Schwimmer.
Oh,
He's my Gary Cooper.
He's a mouth breather.
Schwimmer was the end of it all. 90s. What? Dinosaurs?
So bad. Boy, that show, I mean, Chandler had a couple of zingers every now and then. But,
Absolutely.
But Ross, really, I mean, he's in the window in the rain. He's looking at Rachel kissing a guy. He's like, it's devastating.
I hate him. I hated him in Curve. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to work with him desperately.
Sure.
Let me make a film with you. You're the top, so Schwimmy. But
Yeah.
you ruined America. You ruined men, and I hate him.
Schwimmer's here. Yeah, he stinks. He close your mouth, will you? He was just a sad puppy. That show, when you rewatch it, it does not hold up.
No, it didn't hold up then. But he's all eyebrows too. He's all sad eyebrow, mouth open, sweater asshole.
Right. He was a
can't stand
sweater
him.
asshole. So was Cosby. He's a sweater asshole. But yeah, tough show. But we all watched it. I was in college with the 8 girls around me going, hey, I'll be there for you.
Schwimmer. By the way,
You didn't like him in Curb?
no.
Pirates booty. I thought he was fun.
Well,
he was the heel.
It was funny, but like he's just annoying. And plus, he replaced Stiller, who's like who's the
killed
goat.
Killed it.
I'm gonna start using goat like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stiller was a goat, and I've heard he's a huge piece of shit. Everyone says.
What?
That's what I keep hearing. He's a big asshole.
I
But
never heard that.
I heard it a couple times. I don't know.
All right. Well, Stiller's great. If he's the goat, Schwimmer's the The sheep.
Sheep. Yeah.
Yes. Sheep is bad. Goat is good. Yeah, that guy's a sheep.
Yeah, it's funny. People hate sheep, and I get it. It's like the insult because you follow.
You follow the
but
flock.
Sarah and I went to Wales, and the sheep were spectacular. It was a highlight.
I love sheep, and we get the wool.
Love wool.
Yeah, 3 bags full.
Robert Wool.
Yeah, Woolworth.
He was hot, Robert Wool.
No.
I'm not saying
Physically.
sexy.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm saying Bull Durham and Batman back-to-back years.
Don't forget Arliss. He had his own HBO show.
I did forget Arliss. I never watched Arliss. Good?
It wasn't great, but it was the beginning of that. He was like a sports agent, so it opened the door for the Ari Golds and the agent show, Jewy, Hollywoody, behind the scenesy.
Jerry Maguire.
There you go.
Piece of shit film.
Show me the money. You didn't like it.
Oh.
Cameron
If you
Crowe.
like Jerry Maguire, you haven't seen it in a while. That's a bag of shit, that film.
I saw it in the theater, like what, 95?
96, I think.
Six?
And it's a stink fest. I mean, it's just the gayest movie ever.
Well, what's her face? Old sourpuss.
Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, she's the female Schwimmer.
Yes, she is female
Got
Schwimmer.
droopy face.
She is a female Schwimmer, and You Had Me at Hello is so gay.
That's something.
And
Well, he's also Tom Cruise. He's a handsome son of an onion.
the kid was sweet. The human head weighs
the
8
kid was
pounds.
great.
That was huge.
The problem with the kid, though, I've seen him lately. He looks like Chuck. I mean, he's a real gargoyle, chunkaroo, just shit face.
Yeah, hate to hear it.
Yeah, doesn't it, like Haley Joel Osment, you wanted to fuck his asshole. He was so cute. He was so lovable. And now he looks like just a big fat pile of nothing.
Forget about it. But Maguire, my big problem with Maguire, I have many problems with Maguire, but one of the big problems is Cuba Gooding at the end of the film, who won the Oscar for the movie.
Yes, show me the money.
At the end of the movie, he's hurt. He's got paralysis, if you remember.
Uh-huh.
He's laying on the ground, all hurt. Look at the sky. They have to bring them to paramedics, and everyone's at home. And then he slowly gets up and does like a crazy dance. He does the worm. He kisses a girl.
Yeah.
He does pull-ups on the goalpost. But you're like, wouldn't everyone be furious with him?
Oh, he
Where you're
lied.
like, so you just laid on the ground for half an hour like you hurt, and you're fine?
But was it a fake hurt, or was he actually hurt for a second?
I guess if you're hurt for a second and then you feel 100%,
Yeah.
what, do you have the wind knocked out of him?
Yeah, that is a little
I
off-putting.
don't get it.
No
But
bueno.
yeah, the movie stinks, but I like
kid
Tom
was
Cruise.
Yeah, and Jay Moore was in it, which I remember being like, what the hell? How did he get this? It was a big career jump from, he was like on SNL for 8 seconds, and then the biggest movie,
Moore had
Academy
a
Award
moment.
winner.
Wasn't he in Go, too? Or
But Go was a real indie nothing burger.
Yeah.
Although I saw it in the theater on a date.
I saw it, too, and I was like, I think they're just doing Pulp Fiction here.
It felt
very pulpy.
It was very 90s and very stylized.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of leather jackets, and there's always a guy eating with a lollipop. He's supposed to be the cool guy.
Right. Lollipops were big.
Yeah, Brad Pitt said in Ocean's 11, well, we're going full movie on this episode.
That's fine.
He said every scene he wanted to be eating something.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think it made you look relaxed or casual or fat. I don't know.
Kramer's always eating something.
That's true.
Not always, but often.
And it's not his, which makes it funnier.
Yeah. Boy, Seinfeld, that's a hell of a program.
He goes, that's mustard. It's too yellow. You got to get the Dijon. He's like, yeah, sorry. I'll try to keep more of your favorites on hand. It's a good time.
I don't have this kind of dough. Few do. He's great. By the way, I was just watching The Opposite. Great line at the end, and I never even noticed, is when he does the up is down, left is right, black is white, day is night. And then Jerry goes, I suppose your Messiah is the Antichrist. And George goes, that's funny. He just yells, that's funny, which is such a funny thing to do. Like, you're in such a good mood. Somebody makes a joke. He goes, that's funny.
Right. And no other TV show does that. They all say a hilarious thing and no one laughs.
Right.
He comments on it and acknowledges it.
And it's like real life, too, where you don't die laughing. You're just like, that's funny.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful moment. I never even caught it. Or if I caught it, I forgot it. Caught it and forgot it, like herpes.
Well, here's the question. We got the old Pop-Tart flick coming out in a couple of few. I'm worried it's going to be shit.
I think it might be fun.
All right, I hope you're right, because I can't see he's a friend of mine, so I don't want to see him down.
Well, he'll be up no matter what. He's not a guy that's like, boy, I really blew it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that.
He's got a little depression at the house.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's got the melancholy.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Good
but
dog.
Yes, you don't see him a lot being like, boy, I screwed the pooch on that one.
No, you don't. He's cold as ice. He's stoic. He knows how to do it. He's John Wayne. But it was smart to go Netflix because you can't go, boy, this bombed at the box office. That's one perk of Netflix where you go, hopefully people are watching it.
Now, will that play in the theaters at all?
I don't believe so.
Got to be some kind of limited run. Or maybe it'll play at the theater. The Netflix bought the Paris. We should go.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The Paris.
A while ago.
Oldest theater in New York.
Is that right?
Give it a go. I might have pulled that out of my asshole.
They bought it a while ago. But, yeah, I want to see it. I think it'll be fun. And we got some buddies in there, or some former buddies. I hope you've solved that issue.
I gave him a text. He wrote back, I didn't think twice about it.
Okay. Well, that's good.
All right. I know he did. I did. You did.
But I'm still thinking about it. But I'm looking forward to the picture. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's full of Joe. Bill Burr's in it. Kyle Dunnigan, Jim Gaffigan. A lot of fun. Hugh Grant.
Is Amy in there?
Amy's in there.
She's like the villain, isn't she?
I think so, yeah. And then Melissa McCarthy's the second lead. And it's all the mascots. You got the Starfish Tuna guy. You got the Tony the Tiger. It should be fun.
I think it's going to be a damn fine picture. I can't wait. And what the hell was I about to say?
I got a weird one. I got a text from the Jer 2 days ago.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if I should reveal this, but he texted me the same thing like a month ago.
Ooh,
so I was like, is this like a Biden-y senior moment where he's...
He is 70.
Yeah, but he seems sharp as a whip. But did he... I don't know. I don't know if it resent. Sometimes you get off a plane, you're like, I got the same text twice.
Now, did you respond to the previous one?
I responded to the previous, and we had a little back and forth, and then that was a month or two ago, and then this is the same pick, and I'm like, do I respond? So I didn't respond, because I didn't want to go, same pick, and make him feel stupid.
Right.
So I just let it go.
Huh.
Yeah,
well, he's got a lot of... I think about that. I text 25 people a day.
Easy.
And most of my conversations start with... Did we talk about this already?
Right.
Because you forget who you talk to about what.
Well, you do 3 sets in a night. You go, did I do this bit? We do 18,000 conversations, 14 pods, 13 sets, and you're writing jokes, and you're tweeting, and you're Instagramming, so it tends to blend together.
Exactly, and you have many... We're very lucky guys. You got a lot of friends, so you're like, I know I talked to somebody about this.
Yeah. Man, I just listened to a pod where a guy, he's like this rich billionaire guy, he had a stroke, and he had to relearn how to tie his shoes. He had to relearn how to manipulate his fingers, and he would see people, he's like, couldn't even wipe his ass. He'd see people riding a bike, and he's like, they don't know what they got. And he said the stroke was the best thing that ever happened to him because it made him appreciate life, and now he's the happiest guy ever.
Oh, wow. Well, you could practice that without the stroke.
What's that? Yeah, I guess so.
Gratitude.
But I guess it really hammers it home.
Yeah, I guess so. But I didn't know Keith had money. But hello, folks. The stroke is scary. And I got high BP and high cholesterol and high everything.
Yeah, you're not going to want to know how he got it.
Blood pressure?
No. Bee sting caused a clot.
Oh.
And then he had a stroke.
Wow.
And he said the bee stung right in this exact spot. It was almost like acupuncture bad. Acupuncture, I put a needle here, I'm not gay anymore. But if I get stung by a bee here, I get a blood clot.
Oh,
he got hit here, he wouldn't have it.
Gets kicked by a mule, eyes go across, falls down a well, they go back. I don't know.
What was that, an Aesop's fable?
That's Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
Or their eyes aren't crossed anymore.
I thought you were having a stroke.
No, no stroke.
All right, good
I've been hitting the gym, though, so I think I'm going to really take care of business.
Hey, I saw that video of you doing Muay Thai Jitsu.
Oh, yeah.
That was impressive.
Yow! Hey!
You got an arm bar out there and a crossbar and a bar none.
Well, that face, though, I gotta make some changes. I looked at my face, and I'm like, what are you doing with that face?
How do you think we feel?
I gotta grow a beard and get some surgery and some laser eye and a new hairpiece or something.
Well, the glasses were off, and it's a whole different guy when the glasses are off. I'm like, who's this guy?
I know. Well, he broke them in half before we fought. So
oh, what a bully.
I'm going to get laser eye and my jaw misplaced or replaced or displaced.
Let's do the LASIK. What are we waiting for? I mean, your friends have done it.
Well, they shave your eyeball off.
It's work. I mean, it's proven, Jerry.
I know, but smoke comes off.
Well, you got 19 root canals and 4 hand jobs. Why not go lay?
That's true. The hand jobs were a secret. Cut that, please.
Well, the root canals are LASIK for your tooth.
That's a good point. And imagine the LASIK's much quicker and easier than the root canal.
Quick, and you like spending money. Go drop $4,000.
Maybe I'll get some LASIK.
Yeah. Although glasses are like a thing of, it's part of you.
Yeah, it frames your face up.
My brother just told me it's nothing. He got a scratch on his cornea, and when he went in to have it repaired, they're like, "You want us to do LASIK? We can just do it. It's the same. It's a similar process." And he said, "Okay." He said there was barely any discomfort.
Wow.
No kidding. Wow. All right.
We'll do a Patreon.
Yeah,
we'll film
we'll
it.
raise some money.
Yeah, I'll be your partner there who walks you home or whatever.
That sounds fun.
It's like an abortion. You can have a driver after.
Well, yeah, what are you going to do? It's exciting, and I don't know.
LASIK is very exciting.
So,
Well, you were on the road. I hit the road this weekend.
I wasn't on the road. I was home, and I was off both nights. Sarah, oh man, I got one good, funny, juicy story.
Put it in my ass.
Not juicy, but Sarah was in Albany on Friday. I thought for whatever reason, I thought she was there for the weekend. And I was like preparing to have the baby all weekend.
Yeah.
And it turned out it was just a one-nighter. She was back at midnight. But I had 2 nights off in a row on a weekend. I don't think I've had that in 50 years.
Wow. That's
without
crazy.
being on vacation.
Yeah.
Like just home in the house. And I got no story. I just watched sports. You put the baby down, you throw the sports on, you put your feet up. And it was quite delightful.
2 things. Do you get nervous with it's just me and the baby? It's like those commercials for orange juice where the dad's pouring orange juice in the toaster and they're like, he doesn't know what to do with the kids. He's a full sweet tard.
No, I don't. I mean, I think people do, but I think that's more like in the 50s where dad went off and built ships and came home drunk or something.
Smoking fucking whores.
And they don't know where anything is. No, I'm there. I'm in it. I'm up to my asshole in baby.
Yeah.
So I'm right there. And it's kind of nice because then when she comes back, she owes you now.
Aha.
So you're like, hey, fucking you take this son of an onion. I'm going to the strip club.
I heard a funny bit. Some guy had a bit where he said, the thing about kids is when you have kids, the mom and the dad are never happy at the same time. One person's
That's
happy,
funny.
one person's miserable, and vice versa.
That's a good point.
I'm fucking up the bit, but he did it well.
Yeah, it's weird, but no, it was quite fun. And he goes to bed at 7:00, so you're kind of like, this is great.
That's nice.
But he wakes up in the middle of the night, and that sucks. And then you're also ready for bed at 7. Also, like in your mind, you're like, here we go. I'm gonna get some shit done, and I ended up doing 11 push-ups and just watching hockey.
Yeah, well, it's also hilarious that you didn't know she was coming back that night. That's a hilarious relationship.
Well, once we got to Thursday night, I realized.
Okay.
But I thought it was a full weekend thing, and I was like, this is going to be fun. We're going to go off, and I'll
I
take him to
see.
the ball game or whatever.
I thought you were up at midnight like, who's there? That's how I pictured her storming in.
But, so that was great. But I got to tell you about this. I did your boy Sean Murphy's show.
New York Comedy Club.
Rodney.
He's got 2.
Which somebody pointed out, I think it was Ronan, pointed out, they changed the name from Dangerfields to Rodney's.
Yeah.
Dangerfields is a much better name.
It's a famous name. That's what he's known for. There's a million Rodneys. There's no Dangerfields, but one.
I don't get it. I guess they didn't have the rights.
That's what it is.
But why not call it Comedy Box?
I know. Anything. Nobody knows a Rodney.
No, it just sounds like a black bar.
Right.
Rodney.
Yes. Do you mind if we dance with your dates?
It's interesting because Rodney Dangerfield is the only white Rodney I know. There's Rodney Pete,
Rodney
the quarterback,
Laney.
Rodney King, the police violence victim
Can't we all get along?
/ criminal.
They put the nightstick up his ass.
No.
Give it a goog.
No.
I'm telling you.
You're thinking of a different guy.
I've jerked off to it. Rodney King.
Oh, maybe in the
beat
cell,
up.
but
No,
not in the video.
I think they put a nightstick up his ass. I think it was
Not in the video.
cruel. Well,
He's fully clothed in the video. They're just being the snot out of him and tasing him.
I watched a different video.
Yeah, you watched something on Pornhub.
Personal video, yeah. Rod.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a rod up his ass.
Rods and cones. They should have named it Conies. I don't understand comedy club. And I'm not trying to shit in the club. I'm grateful for the
Sure.
spot, and I'd like to work there.
It's actually
a
good layout, that
it's
room.
a beautiful club. But I think any comedy club should have comedy in the name. I don't get not having comedy.
Would you take a comedy, a laughter, a ha-ha hut, a funny bone?
Yeah, but I guess so. But isn't it Funny Bone Comedy Club?
I guess that's true.
Well, we talked about our names. My name's the Riot House.
That's nice, but there's no comedy.
Riot House Comedy Club.
I see.
You shorten it, but maybe it is called Rodney's Comedy Club.
I think
don't
it is.
Is it?
But it says Rodney's right on the wall with no comedy, but you're already in there, so you know what you're at.
Guess so, but you got to Google.
Yeah. Well, I
Not-
wonder if some 50-year-old blues musician is going to show up like, here I am, here to play Rodney's.
I just heard that stand-up New York, Upper West Side, is closed.
Yeah, New York Comedy Club bought it.
Is that right?
Yeah, so they'll have 3. Count it. Rule of 3s.
No kidding. Okay, so the room will survive.
I hope, yeah. I mean, that's a historic club. It's been there since 1986.
And this here show started right above it. Right above it.
Good point. Little comedy history. What do you got on the stick up his ass?
I looked up Rodney King up his ass, penetrated, anus. I couldn't find anything. I'm not saying it's not true. It's just hard to.
No
I think
nightstick.
you're thinking of a different guy. There was the guy in New York. They plunged him and killed him.
Plunged it.
They put a plunger in his ass and they sucked his guts out.
What?
Yeah.
No, that
Look
feels
that
like a
up.
Mortal Kombat.
That might be a wives' tale, but I think that's a husband's tale.
Wow, I'm going to try that tonight. I didn't know that was a possibility.
Well, because it's the suction. I mean, that's
Sure.
the idea. You're
Yeah,
pushing it loose. And so they did that when his fucking spleen and shithole just went right out.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Bad news bears.
Yeah.
What are you getting?
That
Chuck's
sucks.
doing
I'm
a...
looking baton anus, nightstick anus. I'm looking at everything.
Okay,
Now,
maybe I heard
Rodney,
that
they just
somewhere.
beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm not saying it's not true. I just haven't been able to find it. It's a tough thing to Google.
Well, that would pop up early, I think, if it was
Yeah.
real.
I
heard
think
that.
police baton sodomize will pop up, but it's not Rodney. It's a different guy.
Different guy, different black. Can't we all get along?
But I'm sure plenty of people have been raped with nightsticks.
Sure, guilty. But yeah, so what happened at Rodney's?
So I went to Rodney's. It's Sean Murphy's show, and I hope this guy doesn't hear this, but maybe he should hear it. But we're
Take it
out
in,
in the
Murph.
bar area. And it's a great hang. It's Matt Wayne, it's Sean Donnelly, and Donnelly and Wayne had a nice dinner that they invited me to. I was excited, but I did Stavros' pod with Ron on, who's got a new special coming out.
Hey,
And it was
there's
a-
special every hour.
It was a 2-hour podcast.
Wow.
I was like, I'm going to go hit Stavies and then come to dinner, but we were really rolling.
That's a great pod. I mean, Stav gives it up. He's a good host. He laughed.
He's the best, and Eldest rules.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Great show. But anyways, so I went and met up. It's Donnelly, it's Murphy, and Matt Wayne. Good group. We're all at the bar.
Yeah.
And this audience member pokes his head out, opens the swinging door. You're going to love this.
Uh-oh.
Pokes his head out and goes, let me get a tissue. Tissue.
Jesus.
Is this unbelievable? And he has an actual booger. It looked like a joke booger, like an Andy Kaufman, like glued on
What?
booger. And he didn't, like, don't you think you would run to the bathroom and
Of
just
course.
go and find, like, I've been getting my own tissue since I was 30. I don't,
Wow.
like, he literally opens the door, like, 1 foot still in the showroom. Like, he wanted to keep
Yeah.
tissue. See a tissue over here. And we're all like, what?
Whoa. I
And-
would do this and walk to the bar, get a bar napkin.
Yeah, or I would wipe it on my shirt. I don't give a fuck. But I guess
Something.
I don't know. He's like Arrested Development. He was like a sweetheart. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by this guy because he's got more confidence than I'll ever have.
And Murphy, who's that's a sweet boy, was like, it's his show. So he was like, okay, let me see. So he like goes behind the bar, and I was like, hats off to Murphy, but I'm like, I wanted this guy to die in a fireplace somewhere.
Yeah, what a weird way to live.
Yeah, it was crazy. And Murphy was like, do we have napkins or anything? And then the
Wow.
bartender's like, they had no napkins there, which is a little odd.
Yeah.
But they were like looking around like, yeah, I don't know. And this is going to sound made up.
Okay.
The guy goes, don't worry about it. I'll just hold it.
No!
Goes
Hold
back in the
booger.
showroom. He's
What
holding
the
his
fuck?
runny nose.
Who is this guy?
He's a goof.
This guy's got some tissues.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Let me get a tissue.
Wow.
He said it as though he was a surgeon
Yes.
with an assistant. Give me the scalpel.
Scalpel. Wow, the booger. That's insane. Most people with booger, they run for the hills.
Yes, or just find a napkin or a tissue. He expected random people. By the way, it's not like he knew any of us.
No.
Or he just opened the door. Let me get a tissue.
I feel bad for the bathroom attendant if this guy's ever taken a shit. He's like, ass wipe? Need an ass wipe here. Wipe my ass. Or what does he do when he jizzes on a woman? Tissue. We need a tissue here. You go get the fucking tissue.
I think this is the kind of guy that's jizzing on women. I mean, I think he jizzes on himself in a basement
I guess,
somewhere.
but he's calling out for somebody for a hanky.
You know the like hack thing where you're like, how's life in your parents' basement?
Yeah.
You're living in your mother's basement. That's like a go-to. But this guy is that. Like he has to live at home.
Yeah.
I mean,
must. Or have a butler.
Needs someone to get his tissue. It was very odd.
Damn.
And again, adult male, no like visible mental problems.
I know, but I'm fascinated. We got to get this guy on just because I want to pick his brain and his nose. He's an odd duck. I've never heard of anyone acting like that.
Let me get a tissue.
Wow.
Tissue. Over here.
Great. I can't wrap my head around it, Jerry.
And Murphy just good to the soul.
Salt to
because
the earth.
he was like, let me go find this guy a tissue, I guess. And Matt, I left the room. I was like, I can't handle this.
Well, speaking of Murph, I use him on the road a lot. Sweet
Sure.
guy, low maintenance, good writer, helps with jokes. I posted, hey, new dates are coming. Agents like, you got to post, you got to promote. The influx of people hitting me up right when I post this thing, it's like instantaneous. New dates. Hey, can I open? Hey, who's doing Red Bank? Hey, who's doing Pittsburgh? Hey, who's doing Phoenix? It's wild.
Well, they know you have a hard time saying no.
You got that right.
So, I mean, I can't imagine how many podcasts you're getting offered.
Oh, I'm doing the Tissue Guys pod.
I mean, people finally gave up on me. I don't even get asked anymore.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. So, now I got to tell you, you did the Fat Black Hour, which is the best gig in the city, maybe.
Absolutely. I'll have to get into that a little later.
Well, let me tell you a happy story.
Please.
So, I think Colin Quinn had a stroke or something, so he had to bail. And then Liz goes, hey, you want to do the hour next week? I go, of course, 7 p.m. on a Monday. It's already sold out. Let's do it. Get to workout material. Mm-hmm. So this guy hit me up months ago. I don't know if I told you this. He wrote, I think his friend tagged me in a thing where he goes, I'm doing the same bit as a bigger comedian, so I guess I got to drop it. Mm-hmm. And somebody sent that to me, and he was doing the same bit as me, but he had it first.
Okay.
So I texted, I DM'd the guy, and I go, hey, man, never heard of you. I don't know you. Didn't see the bit. I'll drop it if you want. You had it first.
Right.
And then he wrote back, wow, I can't believe you were so nice about it. It's nice to meet somebody in this business who's not a psycho and an asshole. I don't even do the bit anymore. You know what? You keep it.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, look at this. It's all turning out okay. And he goes, but if you ever have an opener slot, let me know. And I go, you got it. Now, that sounds like a you got it. It's never going to happen. But did the Fat Black Hour, had him open.
All right. How did he? Was he good?
First of all, he's a great guy. Peter Ravello is his name.
Pete.
Great guy from Staten Island. Cool New York dude. Hey, yo, New York. Italian, pigeon, rat, pizza, cab, 9/11.
Robbery.
Yeah, so kooks. So we ended up hitting it off. He goes up, kills.
That way, Pete.
Great writer. I'm going to use him now.
All right. Staten Island Pete. Sippy.
It all worked out. All these cunts with the anger, the tweets, and the attacking and the dragging online. Just be a decent human being, and it could pay off.
Poor Murphy goes to get a tissue for an invalid, and he's out.
He's out. Go blow that queef's nose. Ravello's in. You're out, booger sugar.
You can't be doing this beta go get a tissue bullshit.
Yeah.
Bring in Staten Island Pete. Sippy cup.
Yeah. You're out, Murph, you booger cuck. Whoa, that's two. One
Two
more.
in a row.
That's three.
Come on.
Let's go for four.
Make that a lift. Whoa, I lost the lid.
That's five.
Caught the lid.
Is that 5 or 4?
I don't know. Oh, jeez, I'm all wet.
All right.
All over Salacuse's photo.
Oh, it's a great painting.
One of the best photos ever taken by old Matt Salacuse.
He's good. Hell of a photographer.
And he put it on this wood and mounted it, put the rope up.
I don't know if he mounted it.
And
but,
he mounted something. He's got a kid. And how about Syracuse crafting this clock? Shave that thing down to
Look
a
at
fine. That is a beauty. We really did a disservice by not hanging this.
Yeah, Syracuse wrote this episode of Seinfeld. Very impressive.
Sure did. And look at Syracuse's big mitts on these
Wow, you really had a lot of hair.
tits. Sally.
Boy, I remember seeing a Playboy in the back of the 7-Eleven and just going,
Of course.
my God, you couldn't even open it. It had the plastic on it, but just seeing it there was exciting.
Absolutely. You saw the head of the woman and you just thought someday. And I think this, going back to gratitude and the strokes.
Oh, yeah.
But
Different folks.
when I have sex with my wife, I try to think about 8-year-old me the whole time I'm fucking my wife. Just think of that 8-year-old.
yeah.
You're just like, wow, I'm looking at tits. I'm touching tits.
Yes.
I'm eating pussy.
Yes.
I'm sniffing ass. We did it.
We did it. I've had sex with women when I go, I can't believe this is happening. Like they're on top of you and you're like, oh my God, this is incredible.
Yeah, it's all I ever wanted as a boy. And now I'm a man and just right in the old pussy pipe.
Clam bake. Pussy pipe. I like that. Yeah, so I had a great 2-city run this weekend.
Uh-huh.
These theater gigs are too cushy. I'm starting to feel guilty.
Okay.
And I'm not getting as much work done as I like. But we had Minneapolis on Friday.
Okay.
Great comedy town. Underrated town.
I love Minneapolis. I haven't been there in a long time. Last time I went there, I rented a bike and we just went all around town. It was spectacular.
It's beautiful in the spring, summer. You go in the winter, you want to kill your dad. But 40 degrees, 45 degrees, a little flurrying, I'll take it, whatever. It could have been worse, And they've seen a lot worse over there. But I get there, and I feel proud of these cities because we're getting old. And you really did the ran the gamut, as they say.
Absolutely.
What is a gamut?
I don't know.
I think he was X-Men. Gamut?
Gamut all to hell. I don't know gamut.
I don't know gamut, but I use it.
Gams is legs, right?
That's legs, yeah, and mitt is a catch glove.
Yeah.
Gamut.
Wrong pipe.
Gamut is
Pussy pipe.
the complete range or scope of something. So that's
yeah,
why it's
gamut.
run the gamut.
Yeah.
Okay, we should use that more. I feel like we only use it run the gamut, run the jewels. But so I did the House of Comedy, which is in the mall. In 1988.
I did that once.
You move up to Acme. Hey, I'm in the Premier Club, the A Room, and then you do Acme a couple times. And then I did the Pantages, which is a small little theater, and now I'm at the State Theater. So it's just fun to be able to climb that ladder.
Of course. There's nothing better. We've talked about this before. There's nothing better when you MC at a club and then middle at a club and then headline a club.
Yes.
You're like, wow, I ran the gamut at the club.
Gamut.
Gamut all.
Yeah, so to hell.
My doctor said cram it all.
It's also scary because you're going down at some point. You have to go back to the club, So
Maybe
I'm enjoying the rise, but I'm hiling,
Well,
but little low.
You could go arena next.
No,
I'm telling you.
not for me.
I did that arena with Louis.
Whoa,
Minneapolis.
really?
You can do it.
Yeah, it's also crazy to think. I was in. Well, hold on, we'll get to that. But my opener because you go downtown now, Minneapolis. Ever since 2020, whatever, it's different. And I would say Minneapolis is like Kanye. 6 years ago, it was great.
Uh-huh.
Now it's fucking wild. But it's sad. It's sad because the whole downtown used to be booming. Nightclubs, I would go out and get drunk and all this shit. And it ain't that anymore.
They got that titty bar, too. Hundreds of pretty girls and one ugly one.
Yes.
That's their joke.
And they have Gay 90s, which is their big gay club. It's huge. It's like a warehouse. And I always say it sounds like a level of gay. How gay is he? He's Gay 90s. He's up there.
I'm gay 100.
Yeah. So just had a great time. 2 shows, ripped it and rocked it. And those crowds are great. It's one of those theaters where they go, the staff is like, Jim Gaffigan did 2 here. Tosh did a special here. And you're like, oh, wow, this has got a lot of comedy jizz on it.
Legendary.
Yes. It's one of those, what is it about certain towns that just work for comedy?
Well, I think a lot of the great comedy towns are a great mixture of blue and red.
Ooh,
liberal and conservative. Because I think that's like, there's purple states.
Right.
That purple stuff. and the purpley cities. We have the outside people and then the blue people. And then they also have a great comedy club that's curated. Louis Lee over at Acme has curated great comedy. They don't have the bullshit. They don't have the soap opera guy. They don't have the fucking whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a straight comedy club that's been there since, whatever, 88 or something.
Sure, yeah.
So that helps.
I used 2 local guys, too, which was fun. Pearl Rose and Nate Abshire, one on each show. And that was cool to meet them. You chat with them. They're excited to do a theater. You know, it shakes things up for them.
Sure.
Very funny. And then flew out the next day to Madison.
Hey, Mad City.
One of
Mad
the
Cow.
greats. Mad Men. And just a cute town. My brother lives there.
Is that right?
Yeah, he moved to Madison with his wife and 2 kids because his wife got a great job there.
No
It's like
kidding.
an old story. But flew there, hung over, play with the kids all day. They're climbing on me. We're walking the dog. They're showing me their toys. And, boy, it's my brother has no TV, no phones, no iPad. So you are in it.
That's wild.
It's like Amish.
Yeah, he really he's quite what's that word that Kramer uses?
Hippy dippy.
No,
He really likes depriving
not
himself.
litigious. Yeah. Oh, I can be quite like a priest. No.
No. I know what you mean.
Disciplined. Well, whatever it is,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
fantastic at keeping away from things.
Yeah. I mean, at one point, his wife, I look over, she's doing arts and crafts alone, and she was making little llamas out of construction paper.
Wow.
And then we hung the llamas on the wall as some kind of whatever. And I was like, I feel like I'm in a time machine. You know, like the little girl's learning violin, the other one's playing with blocks, and I was like, and I'm down there with them on my knees while doing the blocks. Here we go. And I kept wanting to go to the phone, but you can't because they're not allowed in the house.
So what do? You leave it on the doorstep? How's it work?
I just kept it in my pocket like a dildo and didn't open it or didn't look at it. And I just, what are we doing? There's dead air. There's weird time. It's very real.
I thought of the word monastic.
Whoa! I would have never pulled that out of my ass.
But anyway,
I'm an asshole.
So what do you? Is there a day that you're like, fuck, give me my phone?
Well, right when you leave, you're like, oh, it's like heroin. You got to touch it. But at the time, it's wild and it's sad because it shows how far off we are from real life.
Right.
At least you got a little nugget at home that you can, change his diaper and rub his soft spot. But you can still go back to the TV, go back to the phone. This is just like, you're in it, baby, and you got to deal with it.
Yeah, that is what's nice about a child. Sorry, you don't sleep anymore. Less sleep, less sex, less money. That's the best. That's the most efficient way it was explained to me, and it's exactly right.
Can we get a positive in there? Can we go 3 neg, 3 pos?
We got to bleep that. My God.
Easy. All right.
Yeah, well, less sex, less money, less sleep. I guess you can the positive.
More
Boy,
love.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, love.
Well, you get you're present. You feel very present there.
Present, yes, present is good.
Present and I don't know, smiles. A lot of those smiles. It's heartwarming. My heart is warm.
Warm heart.
My dick is hard. My balls are full. My heart is warm. My wallet's empty. My wallet's gone.
By the way, you want everything to be full, glass half full, except your balls.
Yes.
You want balls empty. You want everything else full.
But you want them to fill back up again.
Sure.
Empty.
So you can empty them.
DePaulo had that joke. He's like, why did I get married? I was sitting around one day saying, my wallet's full and my balls are empty. How can I reverse these two? Great.
That's good stuff. What a simple way to describe
that. Great bit. DePaulo is the fucking best. He's the actual goat.
See him at Skankfest.
He'll be at Skankfest, baby.
Yeah.
You know who you got to thank, God damn it.
But yeah, it's a little jarring because you get out of there and you're like, whoa, that was a blast from the past. And then you're just like looking at porn. I'm looking at women twerking and people fist fighting and an animal attack.
So tell me more though. Do they have a laptop? They must have to work.
Well, the parents have a laptop. My dad's a My brother's a computer programmer, so he is all in on the computer.
I see. So he knows.
He knows the evil
Right.
that's out there. And these gals, I've talked about it before, They've written plays, Jerry. They read books. One of them's playing the cello. They play. She played me in chess for like 2 hours and beat me every time.
Wow.
They're way past us, and it's only because they don't have the poison of the iPhone.
God, that's wow.
And
Chelios.
It's bittersweet. We get the promotion done. You get some clips done. You can show the world your comedy. Some guy in India is going, oh, this guy with the forehead. He's something. But you don't get the real. I mean, they're playing with the dog and they're satisfied. They're just like petting it and picking up his paw and, poking it and throwing the stick, and the dog's chewing the stick. And I was like, it was crazy. It was this is normal shit, and I was still jarred.
Now, how do they? I got to get this guy's number and be friends with him. But how do they?
It's a rotary phone.
How do they do it when they were 2 and they travel? They didn't, because everyone else puts the iPad. Everyone says to me, you don't want to do the iPad, but you're gonna do the iPad. I promise. The first flight, the first radio, whatever.
Well, a big part of it is they're on a flight. These little kids are like, oh my God, a plane. They're looking out the window. Oh, look at that. Holy shit. They're putting the tray down, back up. They got a Diet Coke. Woo, baby, we got a Coke. So everything is a thing to them.
Right.
So they appreciate it. If you eat potatoes for 2 years, the first time you have a sweet tart, your head's going to explode.
Right. It's a good point. I went to fly to L.A.
Ugh.
And I'm shitting tits. I don't know what to do because this he's fussy. He's got the teeth coming in. Hopefully better than mine did.
Yeah.
And he's freaking out all day, all morning, all night. And I feel like everyone's going to shoot us.
Yeah, that's a long haul, too. Cross-cunt. And 5 hour.
He's not old enough to put an iPad in his ass.
No, he doesn't care about that.
I mean, he would, but you don't want to fucking ruin his brain this early.
No. Maybe a Benadryl, knock that kid out, Cosby him. I don't know. That's a tough one.
I'm thinking about crushing up Benadryl and shoving it right in his bottle and seeing what happens.
Benadryl sergeant. Maybe you got to keep him up all night, and then he'll snooze on that Boeing.
No, I don't think that works. They get extra angry. But anyways, It's a thrill to have a kid, and it's very beautiful and warm. And your wife, you love your wife more.
Teammate.
And it's also a turn on to me.
Really?
It's like hot. And I'm like, yeah, you're fucking a mother.
Ooh, motherfucker.
It's something not often, but
sure.
When you do, it's
balls
a
are
thrill.
full.
But yeah, it's great and fun. But this brother of yours, I gotta befriend him. He seems way better than you.
Oh yeah, I mean he's got it together. His wife's a doctor. He's disciplined. He's a vegan. I mean he's like anti me.
Wow. Well, you're quite disciplined.
Well, I'm telling dirty jokes. I'm shithoused at night. We go out drinking, and I'm still hurting from yesterday. I was so hungover.
Wow.
But we did the theater, and then we hightailed it over to the club.
Acme.
Comedy on State.
Oh, Madison. Sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot we switched cities.
You got Anna and Eve, the Greek gals who run that club with an iron fist, and it's one of the best clubs in America, and Marcelo Hernandez is headlining.
Oh, I love Marcelo.
Great kid. 9 sold-out shows.
9 times.
Niner. So
wow.
he was putting them back, and we just laughed and talked comedy and headlocked and noogied, and go to Comedy on State if you're in that area.
I'll be there in October.
Notch. Oh, really?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's a coveted room. If you get that booking, that's one of those, you circle it and you love it.
Absolutely. I think it's October. But yeah, I'm coming back. And it's one of those clubs that just has me every year. And I'm so grateful to both of them because that green room, that staff, that city, the best.
The
Jerry.
best, Jerry. The capital. It's the only downtown in America that's pretty. You go to Syracuse, you're like, get me out of downtown. There's a guy with a syringe chasing me.
Right. I was just in Boston, and that's a fuck of a downtown.
Okay.
That's as good as it gets.
Is that Capitol Hill?
Capitol Hill? That's a spot.
Beacon
Hill.
Beacon Hill, sorry.
Yeah, Beacon Hill, Rummy, Joyce Street. It's spectacular over there. Yeah, Boston downtown's great.
Okay.
What else is there? Chicago downtown is wonderful.
Yeah, you can take a wrong turn, but yeah, it's very nice.
That's true. But yeah, downtown LA, forget about it. In fact, I'll be there May 2nd.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that one. That's in just a few days.
There you go.
2 days, 3 days. What?
Huh?
May 29th, April 29th.
Geez, yeah, that's crazy.
That's a Monday night?
April 29th is a Monday.
I see.
Today's April 22nd, so yeah, it's a week from today.
Got it. Okay. Well, Thursday I'll be at the Regent Theater.
Yes.
Only a few
yes.
tickets left. Downtown, beautiful downtown Los Angeles. One of the great downtowns of all time, if you ask me.
Tell me about it. The Walking Dead. I saw Cats. He goes, where you staying in L.A.? And my Spidey jizz went off, and I go, the hotel on Sunset. And he goes, can I stay with you? And I go, well, I got a single bed, a twin, and List has got a house. And he goes, oh, geez, I'll call List. So watch out.
He texted me. I said, hey, we got a full boat over here, pal.
Well, he can sleep in the guppy, the rowboat. What do you call that little thing? The dinghy.
No way. We got a big old mansion, and there ain't no room for cats and poo.
Big mansion. Get in there. Monastatic. What was it?
Don't mention it. Monastic, yeah, like a monastery. That's the root word.
Yes, he's obsessed with Thich Nhat Hanh.
Me too.
Yeah,
I should be friends with this fellow.
I don't know. You're a little rough around the edges. He's a nice Boy Scout.
Well, I'd clean it up. I'll
Okay.
go, namaste, whatever. I'll be nice. I'm not going to be saying cunt in front of him.
Yeah. He doesn't like that.
I love cunt, but
Same.
But yeah, no room for cats. I'm sorry. We got. Yeah, I have a baby. I got a baby. I got my closest friends coming.
He likes kids. He can babysit.
I
He'll
don't
change
think
a
so.
diaper.
But yeah, that's gonna be fun this Thursday, and then Sunday we're at the store, and I don't know where we're at with ticket sales on that.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I'm staying at that Andaz right next door. You know that big
Andaz?
hotel, the Andaz Hotel.
I never heard of the Andaz.
You've seen it. You walk right by it. It's the store and then the Andaz.
Oh,
it's right
okay.
there on Sunset. So I gotta stay out of trouble because that's on the Strip.
I know that hotel. I think I used to. I stayed diagonally across at the
Standard? No.
the Rock and Roll Hotel that we
The
like.
Ziggy.
The Ziggy.
Yes.
Normally I'd be at I would have been at the Ziggy, but I'm bringing the family, so I can't Ziggy.
You zaggy.
I'm going to the house in the hills, but I'll be right behind you in the hills.
Well, watch out for that pool house because Cats is gonna be all over that shuffleboard court.
Big ask, if you ask me.
You stay in a hotel room? What are we, 19? I mean, what are we gonna spoon?
I'm 42. I'm a
Yeah.
dad.
He's like, I thought you got a double bed. I'm like, well, it's not even that. It's just I'm going to be jerking off. I'm going to be talking to myself and eating alone, crying.
Yeah. That's wacky. And Salakis, I already had to tell him, and he's the best videographer of all time. And he took this photo. Look at this puppy.
What we should do is link those two queefs up and let them wrestle it out.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys go get a cot in the hills.
But by the way, thanks for coming by the other day. What a that was.
That was a great party. That's Sarah's birthday.
I missed you because I was on baby duty the whole time, which I was a little upset about because it was you and Sally. You guys are my boys, my humdingers, my pals. And I was in the other room on baby duty because one of the guests scared the baby, so I had to take him away.
Ari's face.
But yeah, that is quite a face.
Yeah.
But boy, did we have ourselves a hang again. It's fun to have 2 birthdays in the same month because you just tell everyone, come on back over.
Yeah, great spread over there. No one was eating but me. I ate all the nachos. I ate every salami and pickle and cheese cube. And it's fun being a grown-up and having a couple bucks because I showed up with assorted cookies.
Oh yeah, those are still there. They didn't. They weren't popular, but
damn it,
they're covered in fruit flies now. But no, we appreciate it, and it's all desserts. And Sarah's like, I got to get fit, but I'm like, well, let the birthdays pass before you get fit.
But the summer body, we're getting to that time of year.
Believe me, I'm going to be in L.A. with cats sleeping on my couch. So,
oh yeah,
I'm nervous, and I got to get
Stores.
an eating disorder or whatever. What do you make of this Ozempic? Everyone's Ozempicing.
I think, look, if you're 900 pounds, Ralphie May, you're going to die, Patrice O'Neal, do the Ozem. But these kids relying on it, I don't like it. I think it's just a bad omen for where we're going. Hey, I need a quick fix. I don't want to work out. I'm lazy. It's going to ruin discipline.
Well, I'm on it for my teeth.
Teeth.
But it's a quick fix, but there's like fit people taking it.
I know.
I keep hearing people that are like 12 pounds overweight taking Ozempic. I'm like, I don't get it. Just stop eating, you fat fuck.
Also, the numbers aren't in yet on the side effects and the downsides of it because it's so new and everybody loves it. So I worry about that.
Yeah, I think it's weird that you can get a prescription or prescription
Per script.
if you're not fat.
I know. Well, it started as an anti-diabetic.
Right.
It's for diabetes people, and now everybody's taking it, and I don't know. I think it like erodes some muscle mass, and your face gets gaunt. Something's up. I don't like it.
And the diabetes people are upset. They're like, that's our drug.
Oh.
You're fucking us.
What do they care? Because the price goes up, maybe?
I think the price goes up, and they're running low on it. They're like, hey, we're all out of it. We gave it to fucking Jim Carrey because he couldn't do any crunches.
It's the same with the Adderall people. There's a shortage of Adderall. That's how much Adderall people are snorting these days because it's fun.
Yeah.
And so they go, I got a term paper, bring on the AD, and now the people who have ADHD, by the way, everyone has ADHD.
I don't know how you don't have ADHD now.
Well, now, yeah.
I can't even imagine not having it.
It just doesn't feel like everyone has a hook. Like, I have ADHD. I'm bi. I'm trans. Everyone has a thing now. I'm autistic. I'm on the spectrum. I'm depressed. No one is just a regular person anymore. If no one is regular, then having a problem is now regular.
Right.
And not having a problem is weird.
But I think part of
Irregular.
it is the victim culture. And this
100%.
idea that you have to have something to stand out and be unique and have a story.
Yes.
But also, our society is sick and getting sicker. Like I don't know how you would develop, other than your nieces.
Yeah, they're like Amish. They're cool as a cucumber.
How do you not have ADD? I mean, and someone brought up a good point on a podcast the other day. Is like, in the old days, boredom would trigger you to go do something, and now boredom triggers you to look at your phone.
Exactly.
In the old days, you'd be like, I'm bored. I'm going to go jump into the bushes or,
Play the piano.
beat up an old lady.
Sure.
But now you're like, let me look at Instagram.
Of course.
So you just continue doing nothing.
Yeah, but you know, I thought the same thing, but I gave it a Goog because I went on a deep dive on this. More things have been invented in the last, 11 years than they have all this. And then more people are speaking languages, more geniuses than ever. So things are going up because, sure, we got the Insta to focus on, but we also have any language you want, any computer code you want, any video tutorial you want right there on the box.
So I think, but so those people beat the system, know how to do it, but everyone else is shitting the bed because the average person feels dumber.
Right.
Like America's gone down in like education and smarts and all that bullshit.
And health. Obesity's up.
Suicide.
Depression, hospital visits are way up.
Yeah, especially teenage girls doing damage to themselves and all that.
Yes.
Which is directly related to not just Instagram, but the like button and the retweet button.
Yeah. And all they do is compare, especially young girls, because they're like, look how hot this woman is. I don't even have tits yet.
Right.
Also, maybe this sounds like old man boomer queef, but do you notice, like, you can go into a hang of 8 people. We're all sitting around a table. You can zing, you can zang, you got stories, you can hold court. I feel like younger guys aren't as good as that at that.
100%. I mean, most of the people I run into, they don't know how to
They're
communicate.
awkward.
They're looking at the ground. And this is my theory, too, is everybody's on a spectrum. But I'm like, I don't think they are. I think they just grew up staring at their phone.
100% agree.
I think they don't know how to look at somebody and have a dialogue and go, oh, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I'm playing chess with this 11-year-old. She's wiping the floor with me. And I'm like, this is hard for me. And I've lost the muscle. The muscle of just sitting and being in this and interacting with a human because this is so alluring.
Right.
And it's so easy to get to.
Yeah, no, it adds strength. We talk about this all the time with the podcast where this is fun. We're having a hoot and a hanny.
Yeah.
But then as soon as we finish, I turn my phone back on. I got 17 texts, and you're trying to be like, okay, let me respond to that later.
Yes.
I can't get to that. I got to call that guy back. And so my brain becomes like...
Exactly. Well, it's like your old bit. Like before we had anything, we made fun of you. We're making fun.
Right.
You made fun. Now you don't make fun. Fun is right there.
Yes, it's all pipes, and every pipe ever painted is in there.
I know. I can feel it in my pocket. It's evil. But I need it.
It's evil, and we're in a business where we run our whole. I never sit in front of a laptop. I'm all phone.
Yeah, same.
I'm just like, let me do this and that and the other thing.
That's true. My laptop just sits there. Only time I use my laptop is to send a bigger file.
Right.
The phone can't do it. I'll send it with my laptop.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not great.
But what are you going to do? And with the kid, you got to try to protect him from that. So I'm like looking at my phone down here. 'cause I
Good
don't
for
want
you.
But you can see that he already is like, what's going on over there? What's that thing?
It's a light. I mean, human beings were like, what's shiny? What's going on there? It's a light. Images.
But even when it's not on, it looks good. It's like reflective and black and sleek and slick.
That's true.
There it is. Oh, I forgot Chris Allen. See, I forgot to go airplane mode. I got Chris Allen texting
see?
me.
Now that's in your head.
Jesus Christ.
Whew. Scary stuff. What are we gonna do? And there's a lot of information. This Jonathan Haidt guy is on a tear.
Love Haidt.
I love Haidt too. Haidt supremacist.
Afraid of heights.
He's doing all these books, and he's on eighth book about the phone and the damage and the women and the clicks, and it's catching on. But we're still like we're too addicted, and it's gonna take another 8-9 years of like TikTok might go away. That's a start. We're getting there, but it's going to take forever to get to the promised land because there's so much money and capital and business involved in that.
Yes.
So you can't just ruin businesses. You can't be like, oh, sorry, Facebook has to go away.
Somebody's pounding on a wall here.
Yeah.
Well, I think the only way to do it is if we're like, what the fuck is going on? It sounds like somebody's
I
like,
think it's construction. Whoa.
it's like violent.
Is that an attack? Are we being attacked?
Maybe they're like emptying a trash. Like,
It sounds like cannon fire. Boom, boom, boom.
yeah. That's wild. It felt like the whole fucking building is shaking.
Yeah. Another earthquake.
Anyways.
Maybe Chris Christie's jumping up and down.
But I think on an individual basis, we have to debate. Like he talks about, like in schools, you have to be like, we want phones banned from school. Like,
Yeah.
That's what they have to do. And
That
hopefully.
should be given.
All those things, and people like your brother that are just taking the action.
Yeah.
And I think you got to make sure you go out and socialize. And I was talking to Derek, and his kids got all fucked up. They fell off their bike and are all scraped up. And he's like, we ran out of Band-Aids. They're covered in Band-Aids. And I'm like, that's great. You got to keep that going.
Yes.
Nicking the knees, scraping the knee, and getting out there. And I think that's be good for us. Like I can't sit around. I'm not a sit around kind of guy.
Same.
So that's good. Like I'm like every day. I'm like, let's go to the park.
Yes,
let's
that's
go
good.
to the game. Let's go. I'm a do things kind of person. So I think that'll help, and also extremely social, which I think will help.
Huge.
Because I think a lot of times parents also are in their fucking phone, and so they don't interact with everybody.
I
That's why it's
know.
good. I have people at my house every day.
Yeah, that's huge too. Yeah, they did. I saw a YouTube short where Jonathan Haidt was in front of a big audience, and he goes, "Who here played around, ran around the neighborhood, rode bikes, climbed trees when they were kids?" Every parent raised their hand. Who here lets their kid out of the house to run around and climb trees? And like one hand went up.
Right.
And he's like, "So you all did it. You're all here. You're all normal. Let the fucking kids do it."
Right. I had a key to my front door in the bottom of my shoe all day, every day from the age of 10.
Really? Doesn't
I
that
would
hurt?
Come home. Well, it's flat.
I mean,
And you can
still.
feel it's kind of nice. And you come home, you take your shoe off and take a sweaty ass key.
Interesting.
Matt Wayne and I talk about this. Like, we would your parents would shut the door and you'd hear them lock the door.
Yes,
They would be like,
yes.
leave.
I remember that.
And come back at 5.
I remember that my mom would go, "What you want to watch Batman? It comes on at 5. Come back at 5.
Yes.
That's the show you get to watch, and then I'm gonna kick your ass out again."
They'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I got black kids kicking my bicycle over, but I couldn't go home.
Yeah.
So that was it. I remember I built a half pipe in my backyard just to be able to be in my backyard, but I was still outside.
Right. It was just fun. And we had, it was woods, and we had 15 kids on our street. We had a wiffle ball league, and it was fucking awesome.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a great childhood.
It was just great. I mean, it was a nightmare for other reasons at different times also, but mostly it was good. You ran around. It was fun.
Yeah, and you also had snow, which I didn't have access to.
I know. We sledded, but then you ski. Where did you learn how to ski?
I just went and did it, I had to learn the hard way. That's why I snowboard, because I never got to learn to ski. I knew how to skateboard, so I just kind of rolled it over into that because I
Right.
didn't want to slow everybody down.
But yeah, it was fun. And like I said, yeah, you just went to school with the key and you came home and you fucking keyed in the door and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And you were on the bus and all the stuff. It was just a very social time.
Very social, but isn't it scary? I can't not look at my phone for 20 minutes. I'd say 15 minutes. It's pretty bad.
Right.
You never had one before, and you didn't know that was weird.
To be fair, though, and I talk about this
Please,
with Alan,
push
is like
back.
we are running a business.
That's
Like,
true.
You and I own a business.
True. And
So
you got to check the numbers of your business. You got to do inventory.
yeah, there is a lot of work where like many people with jobs running a business would be in an office with a tie on in front of a computer literally all day.
Good point.
So it's bad, don't get me wrong. And my problem is, and we talked about this before, is like I'll send a text and while I'm waiting for the response, I don't put my phone down and sit there. I'm like, let me look at some bullshit.
Yep.
And the other thing that's hard for our job in particular is I'm not just looking at things. I'm reading people writing to me going, you're a piece of shit, fucking ugly cunt,
right.
fuck you.
Right.
Like it's not just like I'm looking at pictures of women's tits.
No,
I'm literally having people email me and be like, you're a worthless failure fuckhead.
That never happened before. And if you were on the bus and some kid said that, you'd kick him in the teeth. And now you just got to take it.
Yeah, just a strange person who probably is in their mother's basement or whatever, who never took any risk or did anything of any significance whatsoever.
You got that
is
right.
just like, you blow, fuck you.
Yeah. And you got to just keep absorbing those for years and years.
Yeah, so it's all day with that.
Yeah.
Look, this looks like you. Look at your teeth. Fix your teeth. Fix your eyes. Fix your forehead. You fucking dirty piece of shit.
Yep.
Herpes. Fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, my lady just recorded a special, and I was like, buckle up, because it's coming. Like, you're going to get an onslaught of hate and trash talk and insults. And now she's like, maybe I won't put it out.
It's hard too, and then there's the people that are less successful. You're like, yeah, these people write to me and they hate me, and they're like, that's good though. That means you're doing something. I would kill to have that. And I'm like, okay, me too. I can't wait for you to have a successful special when people are like, fuck you, you hack piece of shit.
See how you like it. Every insecurity you have, they will validate. And it's going to cut to the bone. It makes you think like Jackie Robinson. Black guy comes into the league, first black guy ever in the MLB, BLM, MLB. And he got a world of shit. And I'm like, I think we get the same amount of shit he got every day. Is that kind of funny to think about? Like, because the comments and emails and DMs and all that, it's just, I'll open a DM and some guy's like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but that last joke you posted sucked. You've lost it. I'm like, thank you. I needed that.
No, it's pretty brutal. And I mean, and to be fair, people are also
Sure,
constantly writing, you're the best, you're amazing, you changed my life. But there's an old saying, scream a compliment in my face, I don't hear it. Whisper an insult a mile away, and I can hear it, whatever.
You got that right, Fatty.
So there's that, too. But anyways, so we're on our phones a lot, but we are running a business, and you got to message. And also, I remind myself, I'm also an extremely social person.
Yeah, that helps.
I'm talking to a lot of people, even though it's text and it's not as good as a phone call. Like, I'm talking to 20 to 30 people a day, and I'm checking in with a lot of my niece and friends and comics and alcoholics and family. So,
which you couldn't do before. Before you had a Rolodex, and you're like, "Oh, Bob Johnson.
Right.
I haven't talked to him since college. Let me call him." And we talk for an hour. Whereas Bob Johnson now, you're like, he's in Memphis, and you're going, "Hey, what's up, man? Do you see that movie? Whatever."
Right. So there's nice things about it, but. And then every once in a while, too, I'm like, I'm going to go back to Duolingo. I'm going to just sharpen up and learn Spanish. And then I do that for 5 days, and I'm like, no, I'm going to look at Instagram comments.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the algorithm gets better and better. They're like, look at this baseball brawl. Look at this manager-umpire argument. Look at this fucking 1968 World Series.
I
I'm
know.
like, whoa.
They know what they're doing, and they know you're gay before you do.
Exactly.
Which feels like a bit premise.
It's
Be
unbelievable.
a joke in there. But yeah.
All right. We got to wrap this thing up.
Yeah, good talk. Good to see you. Good interacting with a human being.
Good tits. Yeah, I think podcasts are great because it's that's what when I do things, a lot of times just to get away from my phone. Like I'll do MMA, or I'll take a class at the gym, or I'll take mandolin lessons, or I'll go to at this point, I go to AA meetings to not look at my phone for an hour.
Yeah.
Or a podcast. I'm like, great, let's bullshit. Let's talk.
And I think I've turned a corner where now I'll do the MMA or whatever the hell AA thing, to not look at my phone. And then I don't want to look at it after, because you're like, here it comes. It's just an onslaught of work, messages, obligations.
Right.
So it's kind of to the point now where I don't want to look at it, which maybe is a good thing.
Which is also funny. We hung out with Ari, who is always trying to get a phone, a flip phone, and not phone, and it's on his phone every second.
Yeah.
And I had to say, I'm like,
called him out.
This is the kind of thing you go crazy about.
Well, did you hear his excuse?
No.
He said, well, I drove for an hour here, and I couldn't look at my phone, so now I'm catching up.
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's also sad that you're like, I'm driving, I can't look. This is how I can't wait to look when it's all over.
No, I do. Now I like traffic. We hit traffic. I'm like, sweet. Let me get over to Instagram.
Oh God, we're fucking addicts.
I'm gonna kill myself. All right. This Thursday, just a couple days away, I am at the Regent Theater, which is close to selling out. Hopefully it will, but there's probably 50 tickets left, maybe. Come to that, and then Sunday we're at the store. And
4 o'clock for a live pod with killer guests.
Big killer guests. And oh my God, I got dates coming up. St. Louis Funny Bone coming back. I haven't been there in fucking years.
Great room.
I'm excited to be back there. I got Atlanta coming up, Salt Lake City. Go to my YouTube. I'm putting tons of stuff on YouTube and Punch Up Live. Go sign up for my email. People make fun of the email list, and every fucking time people go, when are you coming to Pittsburgh? I was just there. Sign up for that email list. I barely ever send emails, but I'll email you when I'm coming to your town. And do that. And join the Patreon. We're doing tons of bonuses that are just us bullshitting in a different way. We're a little more subdued, a little more real, and a little more edgy, I'll say.
Ooh, yeah, behind a paywall, folks. To see the real us.
It's like
BTS.
$5.
Yeah, can't beat it. I'm all over the place too. punchuplive.com/Mark Norman/Joe List. Check it out. Get the inside dirt. We got extra content on there that might not go everywhere else. And get the email. I just got the text today. When are you in Charlotte? I was in Charlotte a month ago. You cum guzzler. So you missed it. You fucked up. Get on the list. And I heard Ticketmaster is being sued.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or Live Nation. One of those big ticket places, because they're like the fees, the upcharges, the surcharges, the phone charges. So fuck them. Go right to the source, baby. Get on the Patreon. Chuck, what do you got?
Check out my podcast, Fun Bearable, with comedian Ray Harrington and my buddy Brad Rohr. We have a lot of fun. FunBearablePod.com.
Nice.
All right,
Chuck, nice.
That was fun.
There you go, folks.
Wants to be themselves.